September 1987, I went on an Army exercise called Reforger, which stands for Return of Forces to Germany. It's supposed to be the big push from the United States over to Europe when the Soviets were going to invade and just roll to the Channel Coast. And there's units, they're still there, but there were units in Germany, and they were considered Soviet speed bumps. The Soviet Army just going to go pump, pump, pump. But the idea was we were going to get on planes and fly over there, and we had copies of all our heavy equipment. Our tanks were in these warehouses, and they were big armored bunkers. They were called Keggy sites, CEC. And it was a combat equipment company, so they were all brand new vehicles. They were armed, they had ammunition and fuel, and they were supposedly we were going to jump in them and go fight the Soviets. Well, they do Reforger. I think they're still doing those these days. So here I am, 19 years old, playing Army over there. It was kind of fun. It was the only time I've ever been to Germany. And back then in 87, this is before the Cold War had ended, there was the East-West German border, and they gave us all kinds of rules of what we could and couldn't do that had to do with the border, which, of course, at the age of just turned 19, I'm going to ignore all of them. The actual border between East and West Germany, which now it's long gone, but it was looked like a headstone. It was a little concrete look-down headstone, old school. And then a certain distance back from that, there was a red, yellow, and black barber pole about waist high. And that's the colors of the West German flag. And that was as close as the German population could get to the border. They couldn't go past that, even though the border itself was over there in the distance. And then come back another, 100 feet, I can't remember. There was a blue and white barber pole. And the rules were military couldn't go beyond that, under normal circumstances. But back to the hedgestones, if you go past the hedgestones, another, 50 yards, there was the concrete posts with fencing, real tight graded fence, real tall. And that was to keep everybody in because, socialism is so awesome that they had to keep people in. So as a 19-year-old moron, I, of course, ignored all of that, and I went past the barber poles, both of them. I went past the concrete marker on the ground. I was technically walking around inside East Germany, and I found in the woods, a little wooded area, a footpath that had been grown over, and there was a fence with a little gate that had been cropped open that obviously nobody had walked through in years because that's kind of a no-go zone. And I took a series of photos of that fence in that little area. And I used to have that on my wall. I don't know what happened to it. It was a picture. And it was just it was picturesque. It looked nice. And I remember telling people that's my criminal East German fence picture. And they would go, what do you mean? And I said, that was taken inside of East Germany. Just kind of tell the story behind it. It was a nice little homemade fence. It looked nice with the gate cracked about a foot open. But that's all gone now. But the stupid things you do when you're 19 years old don't have any common sense. I don't know. Some of it popped into my head this morning. Again, I get a lot of these. I guess that happens. Have a great morning.